If you want to change your reality, watch this. You're praying so much, making supplications to God, trying really hard to change yourself, your reality, your personality, or your life. But no matter what you do, you're stuck in a loop of knowing your life sucks, crying over it, trying everything that is in your power, praying hard. And it feels that life is changing, but you're still where you start from. You're running in circles. No matter what you do, you are unable to jump from the reality that sucks so bad for you. Hold my hand and allow me to take you through this quantum shift that you've been trying to do all alone. Now, before we dive into this topic, I want you to sit in silence and open your heart. Force all your attention onto this voice, and do not let anyone take your attention, because what I'm about to walk you through is not a motivational speech. It is not a self-help formula. It is straight from the Quran, and hidden inside the story of one man and 8 Arabic words that contain the entire process of how a human being transforms. Not gradually, not slowly, but the way an electron moves between energy levels, instantly, without a middle step. Scientists call it a quantum leap. Allah showed it to us 1400 years ago. Before we dive into the story, I just want to make you understand a little about quantum shifts. Inside every atom, there is an electron, and that electron exists at different energy levels. When it moves from one level to the next, it does not climb. It does not drift. It jumps. In one instant, it is here. In the next, it is there. No in between. No gradual transition. That is a quantum leap. And this is exactly what happens in real human transformation. The reality you're in right now has a low energy level. The reality you desperately want has a high energy level. You're now making a shift at a different energy level that you're currently in. From one version of yourself to an entirely new one. And the Quran gave us the exact process. Through the story of Nuh, alayhi salam. Nuh has been calling his people to Allah for 950 years. Not 9 years, not 90 years, 950 years. He warned them. He spoke to them privately. He spoke to them publicly. He tried every approach. And they mocked him. They rejected him. They covered their ears and walked away. And then Allah revealed something to Nuh. A truth that would change everything. Now from here you're being guided by Allah through His own words. And it begins with one word. Uhi-ya. The word is Uhi-ya. Its root is wawhaya, and in Arabic this root means to transmit something quickly, subtly, directly, not through argument, not through research, not through other people's opinions. A knowing, delivered straight to the heart. And Allah says, "And it was revealed to Nuh that none of your people will believe except those who already have." This is the first movement, the first step of the quantum leap, clarity. Nuh did not receive a feeling. He did not receive wishful thinking. He received Uhi-ya, divine clarity, about where he was, about what this phase meant, about what came next. And here is the question for you. What has Allah been making clear to you that you have been ignoring? About a relationship that has reached its end? About a path that is no longer growing you? About a version of yourself that needs to be left behind? Uhi-ya does not come loudly. It comes quietly. And it always comes before the leap. Fala Tabta'is. Immediately after the clarity, Allah says something stunning. The root of Tabta'is is Bahamzasin, and it means emotional heaviness. Grief that weighs, the kind of distress that keeps you anchored to what has already ended. Allah is saying, do not carry this. Do not carry their rejection. Do not carry their mockery. Do not carry those 950 years of people turning away. Now, think about what Nuh could have done. He could have entered the next phase dragging every wound behind him, every face that laughed, every door that closed, every prayer that seemed unanswered. But Allah said, no, Fala Tabta'is, release it. And this is step 2 of the quantum leap. Because here is the law. You cannot leap into a new reality while you are emotionally living inside the old one. The grief was real. The rejection was real. The years were real. but your destiny is forward, and the heart cannot move forward while it is still anchored to what is behind. What are you still carrying that Allah has already told you to put down? Wazna, and then, right after the release, Allah does not say rest. Allah does not say wait. Allah says one word, wazna. Its root is sa'ad nun ain, and this root is not just to make, it means to craft, to build with skill, with intention, with deliberate, precise effort. Allah says, build the ark, and here is what makes this so powerful. There was no flood yet, no rain, no clouds, no sign. The sky was clear, and yet Allah said, build. This is the heart of the quantum leap. You do not wait for proof before you prepare. You do not wait for the blessing before you become ready. You do not wait for the doors to open before you become the person who can walk through them. Wazna, build the new structure, while you are still standing in the old conditions. What does that look like for you? Maybe it is building your character, your discipline, your knowledge, your connection to Allah. Maybe it is building the inner world that your outer life hasn't caught up to yet. Because the ark was not built after the flood. The ark was built in faith, and the flood came to honor it. Bi-Ayunina, but how do you build? Allah tells Nuh exactly how. Under our eyes and our guidance. The word ayun, its root is ayn yanun. In Arabic, this root doesn't just mean eyes. It means focused attention. It means watchful awareness. It means, I see every detail. And wahina, we already know this root. The same as Uhi-ya, subtle, direct, transmitted inward. So Allah is telling Nuh, and He is telling you, you are not building alone. Every step you take in obedience to Allah, every prayer you make in the dark, every discipline you maintain when no one is watching, every day you keep going when nothing makes sense, it is all under His eye. Bi-Ayunina, not one moment goes unseen, not one brick is laid without His awareness. This is your crew, not the people who cheer for you on good days. Your real crew is Allah watching over your construction. Sakhiru, now, Ayah 38, Nuh is building, and every time the people pass by, they do the same thing. The word is Sakhiru, root, sin kara. It means to mock, to ridicule, to make something appear foolish in front of others. And notice the Arabic, kulama mara alayhim, every time they passed, not once, not twice, every single time. This is the reality of building a new life while still surrounded by the old world. The dominant voices around you, the ones filled with status, influence, and opinion, they will look at what you are building and they will say, this makes no sense. You are wasting your time. Where is the evidence? Where is the result? Because what you are building is aligned with a reality that hasn't appeared yet, and present conditions will always make it look irrational. But here is what Nuh did. He did not stop to argue. He did not defend his project. He kept building, because the quantum leap is not defended, it is constructed. Stay in Wazna mode. Keep building. The flood will come, and when it does, the mockery will make perfect sense, just not to them. Fara at-Tannur Ayah 40. Something happens. Until, when our command came, and the Tannur erupted, the word Fara, root, fawara, to gush, to overflow, to erupt from within, and Tannur, a furnace, a heat source, something that has been building pressure from the inside. This is the moment of activation, and this is the most misunderstood part of any major transformation. People think the shift comes from outside. They are waiting for the right opportunity to appear, the right person to arrive, the right moment to be handed to them. But the Quran says, the Tannur erupted, the trigger came from within. It was internal pressure reaching its threshold. All the clarity, all the release, all the construction, all the days of building under His watch. It builds inside you like a furnace. And one day, without warning, it erupts, and that is when the flood comes. Not to destroy you, to carry the ark you already built. Now focus on the word, Irkabu. Here Irkab came from the root rakafba, to ride, to mount, to enter a vessel and move. Allah says, get on board, this is the shift. Not planning to board, not thinking about boarding, not standing at the door of the ark still negotiating with your fear. Irkab, enter. This is where so many people fail, and not at the beginning. They receive the clarity, they release the old pain, they build the new structure, they endure the mockery, they feel the internal pressure building, and then, when the moment comes to actually step in, they hesitate. They stay half inside the old life and half reaching toward the new one, but you cannot survive the flood standing outside the ark. At some point, the quantum leap requires a decision, to leave the old version of yourself on the shore, to stop defending what was, to stop waiting for certainty, and to simply board. Now focus at bi-Salam, and after all of it, after the storm, after the flood, after the obedience and the uncertainty and the days when nothing made sense, Allah says to Nuh, Ayah 48, O Nuh, descend with peace from us. The word salam, root, sin lam mim. In Arabic, salam is not just the absence of pain, it is wholeness, safety from every direction, an inner stillness that no storm can reach because it comes from Allah Himself. Not descend and survive. Descend with peace from us. This is the result, not just a better situation, not just relief. Salam, a transformed soul that has been through the flood and emerged carrying barakah. This is what the quantum leap produces, not just a new life, a new you. Now here is the full formula. Let me give you all 8 words, together. This is the process straight from the Quran. Uhi-ya, clarity arrives. Truth is delivered directly to the heart. Stop asking what people think. Start asking what Allah is telling you. Fara Tabta'is. Release the emotional weight. You cannot carry old grief into new destiny. Wasna. Build. Before the results appear. Before the blessing arrives. Act in faith. Bi-Ayunina. You are not building alone. Every step is under His watch. Sakhiru. The mockery will come. It always comes when you build for a reality that hasn't appeared yet. Keep building anyway. Fara at-Tannur. The shift comes from within. Internal pressure reaching its threshold. Trust the process even when you can't see the flood yet. Irkab. Board. Stop hesitating at the door. Enter the new version of yourself completely. bi-Salam. The result. Not just survival. Peace. From Allah Himself. Here is the one thing I want you to hold on to. Quantum leap in Islam is not, I attract my destiny. It is, I obey Allah until He changes my condition. You are not waiting for life to get easier. You are building the ark, right now, in the middle of the storm. You are not waiting for people to understand. You are constructing, under His eye, something they won't be able to see until the flood reveals it. And one day, Allah will say to you what He said to Nuh, descend, with peace from us. Not because you forced it, not because you manifested it, because you obeyed, you released, you built, you boarded, and He honored it. Hold on, build the ark, and trust the one who controls the flood.